Hello, 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 everyone. Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another awesome day of FileMaker training at fmtrain.tv. I'm the creator of fmtrain.tv, along with my hard-working team of fellow developers, engineers, technical people, video editors. It's a giant crew of people. Actually, people would be surprised how big it is. And we bring this content to you every day. And so today is day 3 of Nick's Perform Script on Server conversation. So we're very much looking forward to that. I do need to confirm that we're getting, we got good audio is coming out of Boxcast, Twitch, Discord. Why do I ask about that? Why do we talk about that? Well, that's what we broadcast in high definition. You can choose the source material you want to watch. All these are recorded. They go through a level of cleanup. And so we want to encourage that. Now, real quick, for those of you wondering about this, if you're interested in knowing about our upcoming broadcast schedule, you can go to fmtraining.tv. And then on the screen, you'll see some tabs across the top. You want to press the live button. That'll show you the upcoming broadcast schedule for the next 6 days, which is really awesome. And of course, we don't broadcast on Saturday, Sunday, but 1 o'clock Pacific time, Monday through Friday, basically every business day, we are here broadcasting. So if you want to support the channel, you want to know what we're doing. Some people, we get questions on our live stream, and a lot of times they're questions that we've answered in our paid video training. And if you buy the paid video training, that's how you support us and encourage us to keep going. And so if you go to the fmtrain.tv website, you press not the live button, but you press the bundles button or subscription button. I think it's on the right side. You can check out the bundles and subscriptions that are available. So real quick, as a special day today, I am at Claire's headquarters. This is actually out in the kind of employee picnic area here. So we are in Sunnyvale, California. Definitely Sunnyvale was Santa Clara, but it's moved really in the big scheme of things. It moved down the road that pretty much the same Highway 237 road. Those of you know, we moved west about 4 or 5 miles. This is actually in Apple's building Potrero 4. And so that's the building here where it used to be kind of the wedge. I would call this the square box, right? Very squarey, very boxy. It's, for those of you wondering about it, I can take the camera here, briefly show it to you. But there's the edge of the building there. It's got redwood trees around it, kind of nice. And then the building goes all the way around there to the road. And so I'm over here in the employee area. I thought this would be a really great area. We could actually do kind of a baby DevCon. We got the volleyball courts, basketball courts. We got I don't know. At first, I thought it was like a shooting range for like practicing your shooting or knife throwing, but then I realized that that this is for horseshoes. So horseshoes, right? Anyway, but that's it for today. For me, I'm going to let you guys take over. So you guys ready to go? Nick, you ready?
Yep.
All right, awesome. All right, everyone. Have a good one. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Miles?
Yeah, I am here, and yeah, if you're good to go, it's all yours.
Yeah, I think so. Unless you have anything to say, but yeah. So today is the third day of the PSoS. So I did 3 days because I wanted to take my time to lay down everything. So we start slow on Monday. Yesterday was more in deep and stuff like that. Today we are going to talk more about the tuning and the tweaking and all the little secret behind it, right? So so what I want to demonstrate right away is something that somebody asked me to do. Is based on what I've done on my UI UX kind of design stuff last month, and somebody asked me how you can update those records at once without feeding anything, right? So, and I use PSoS for that. Okay, so let's start demonstrating right away. So let me share my screen right quick and remove this from the side here. Okay, so what I want to do here, what we want to do, so here we have kind of an account here. We have 2 accounts, okay? And so you have 2 accounts here, and 2 accounts here, they share the same contacts. So some of them are the same. You know, I made that different to make sure that you see that those 2 are different, right? So you have 2 different sets of contacts. So that means one contact can be part of multiple companies, okay? Which is something that sometimes happens. But that was for my demonstration, okay? So, and to do that, we use a cross-reference table. we have scheduled. If you look I think we have them in the calendar. If you look the next session, we have a schedule a session about cross-reference table. But what are cross-reference table, right quick? It's a table where you use to connect accounts and contacts. So that means you create records, and the record has the account, the ID, the foreign key of the account and the foreign key of the contact, and then together they are linked together. So you have account table, contact table. In between you have this one, and then you can connect as many contact to all accounts. You know what I mean? So that's how you do. It's not like going to, at the contrary to going to the contact table and have an ID, a foreign key for accounts. That means you have one account, one contact, one account, right? With the cross-reference, you can have one account with as many contacts you want. Okay, so that's the difference. But here the catch here. We all know that when we have related data, related records, everything gets slow. Okay, right. So when you have, like here, when you have 2 or 3 contacts, that's okay. But when you start having 200, 500, 1,000, or even though you want to sort them or you want to filter them, let's say you want to put a filter in that portal, for example. When you have related table, that means you have 2 level down, right? It start to be slow. Okay, so if you want to display let's say you have here, I'm going to the table cross-reference 1 account to contact. But if I had to go to an extra level to go down, get information, everything will be slow. So what I'm doing to prevent the thing to be slow, everything that's displayed here is looked up from the contact table. So that's why when you go to my contact, with my account table here, you have many lookup, like this one. That means when you put the contact ID, you have all of those things coming. Okay, all of those things are coming. All of the address, the department, the email, the initials, the name, the phone, the photo. Even the photo is coming back. Why? Because I want the thing to be fast. So that's a good technique, because when you do, bam, you have the information coming and everything there. So, like for example, if you add a contact here and you want to add this one, you say add selected, bam, they're there, right? So it's fast, and you have all the information, and they are local. I mean, the information you see here are directly in that table. But what happened now? When I go to the contact here, and I just change things, So here it says Nicholas Hunter, for example, right? So when I change thing here, I want the thing to change also in every single record here. So for example, I have Nicholas Hunter in this company here, and I have in this agency, I have Nicholas Hunter, but the guy is also in this company here, right? So I have 2 times the record. So I have in my cross-reference table, if I go there, if I go to the cross-reference table, right, and I look for blah, blah, blah. Oh, cancel. And I look for Hunter. Okay, so I have Nicholas Hunter here, Nicholas Hunter here, Nicholas Hunter. So I have 3 of them. Let's remove this one, and this one. So I have 3 Nicholas Hunter. So that means they are in different account. I'm in the account account 198, account 196, and account 001. Okay, so I am in 3 accounts. Okay, so far so good. So I want those 3 records here. I want those records to get updated when I change this. So what I'm doing here, I'm showing this. So I'm doing, say, okay, Nick. I changed Nicholas to Nick, right? I commit the record. and then all the three will become Nick. Of course, it doesn't work. What the heck? Yeah. Of course, it doesn't work. Oh yeah, okay. So I don't know what happened. Okay, Nick. So let's try it again. I don't know what happened. Okay, so I said I commit. So that is Nicholas. Now is Nicholas, right? It changed free, then changed to Nicholas, and Nick changed to Nick. We changed to Nick. So if I change the department, I'm not in the clone army anymore, but I'm a clone army. I'm in the Jedi Council. Okay, and bam. So it changed to Jedi Council. So all of my records here gets updated automatically when I change anything that matters. So, and most of the time you have multiple tables. For example, I have a solution where you have contact, people contact. I call that personnel, for example, staff. Let's say you have staff in staff working in a work order, for example, and you have staff involved in a project, and you have staff involved in their delivery, and you have staff involved in and sometimes you have the same staff involved. So you have staff involved in many tables. So what you want to update all those tables. So that means you have to go to multiple tables and update all of those things, right? So if you don't, damn it, I hate when it's doing this. So when you don't use Perform Suite on server, you can be, each time you commit a record, you have a spinning wheel coming, right? And you don't want that. You don't want each time you commit and you have a spinning wheel and bam, like for 1 second or 1.5 seconds, you have a spinning wheel. You don't want that to happen, right? So on commit, what I'm doing, I'm using PSoS very quick, and it's very quick. I'm getting the ID of the contact I'm in. I'm in this contact here, so I'm going to get this CON 000003. Okay, and then I'm going to the layout where I have this layout, right? I'm going to this layout. You remember yesterday I told you I have a layout dedicated for that. So this is a layout dedicated for that. It's a it's a table view, very simple, nothing magic. There's no related records here. You see, there's no double semicolon here, double colon here. You don't have it. So nothing is related. Nothing. There's no trigger. Nothing. Okay. So if there's no one, because maybe I have the contact, but is involved in no accounts, right? So if he found nobody, it's just halt it, just stop it, stop everything. Okay. Or if you found something, okay, relook up on those. So in instance here, what the server is doing is going there, okay? It's going there. It's going there. He look for this guy, right? And he's doing this. So a relookup on 3 records. So you agree with me that this performed locally on server, the time involved, the server takes to do that is like unperceivable, okay? So that's why I don't care, we don't care. And here, I don't want to see the result right away. You know what I mean? Right? I don't care to see the result coming. So that's why I have an on record commit here, and the on record commit is just perform the script on server, update contact cross-reference tables, and I put the waiting for a completion off. I don't care to wait for completion. I don't want to wait. Do it, right? So even though this will take 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, but here is instant, it's instant. But let's say, I'm going to show you later that you have what's the name, script that takes more time, okay? So let's say, it takes 2 seconds to do. You don't care because the script is executed on a server, and your client, you out of this. You're done with that, And if you don't use a perform script on server, you have to wait until you have to. First of all, you need to go to the layout, do the relookup, and come back, or open a new window, do the search the thing, go to the search the records, relook up, and close the window. Why you want to do that, right? So that's why this is a perfect example of how to use perform script on server. Okay, perfect example. So now, if you guys have questions, this is the time. I wish I had learned to use lookups in 2015 instead of yeah. Actually, you know, it's those things are very simple things to do, you know, and you get the point here that now everything is here is local. All the information I'm showing here are local. I mean, they are directly into the portal, right? So everything is fast, okay? And you understand something. So when more likely, for example, in my situation, more likely a contact, let's say the contact is involved in projects, in work orders, and let's say the contact is involved in 3 different tables. And after 2 or 3 years, how many records do you will find for that contact? You know, how many information you will find? You know, you will find like 200 records, 300 records. So you understand that this way to work is good, because you look for this contact only, and you relook up that contact only, right? You don't do a relookup on all the table, right? You know what I mean, right? Because this is not good. But if you do, you perform the find, and if you find something, you relook up, more likely you will have what? 500 records, 600 records, and that is performed locally on server. So that means it's like BIM, okay? So no question, Miles, on the YouTube, Switch, whatever?
Yep, they said not yet. Oh, actually, one just came through. Does PSoS work on cloud?
Yes, of course. So PSoS work on server, whatever the server is. So perform script on server work on every server, on FileMaker Cloud, AWS, and the Amazon, or in my case, in my local server that is it's an iMac in my living room. Okay. So it's you know, whatever server you have, perform script on server works. Okay. So and as I said, as I mentioned yesterday, perform script on server works also in what's the name, on WebDirect, right? So, but on WebDirect, the particularity is everything is perform script on server. You know, so for example, let's say you have a solution that is pure WebDirect. I don't even take the time to think about putting something perform script on server. I said perform script, and they all perform on server, because that's the definition of WebDirect. But if you have a hybrid kind of solution, you know, all the script you said, all the perform script on server will be executed on server, and all perform script will be executed on server as well, right? So that's the particularity of WebDirect. So if there's no question, let's move on. And I want to, because this was an example, kind of simple. So let's go further. This is a solution I'm working on right now. It's a very complex solution because it involves a lot of. Oh, I hate when that does. You know, when you have multiple window and you have the title bar disappearing on top of this. There's no way to get it back. You need to say new window and close this one. I hate when he's doing this. Okay. Anyway, so this solution is kind of for a very particular solution, because you have a lot of things going on here. First of all, so it's a construction business, okay? So you have material, okay? So you have a material here. So you have records with things here, pictures and stuff like that, right? So you have materials and stuff. Then you have a subsection. That means you have it's a group of materials. So it's a subsection is a groupment of multiple materials. So you can add multiple material attached to a section. And then you have a subsection. And then you have the section, which is pretty much a group of subsection. You know what? So you have a section has many subsection, and each subsection has many items, many material. Okay. So you understand that. So this is where you build the thing. You have the builder here. You build You build the material, and then when you're done with building the material, you can add subsection, and you can add material to, and you select the material. What's the name? So you select all the material you want, and you add that to the subsection, and then you add a subsection to the section, whatever. So you know what I mean. So it's kind of you build your construction, you assembly like this. Okay, it's for construction business. Okay. So there's a lot of records, and you have a lot of tables, and a lot of related data. You have IDs. You have this ID related with these IDs and this ID. So, and of course, you have a bunch of cross-reference table, right? So because you can have multiple times the same material in subsection, and you can have multiple times the same subsection to section, right? So you need a cross-reference table. So there's a lot of things going and there's a lot of movement. When I say movement, I need to replicate this and move that to estimate and stuff like that. Because when you create an estimate, here how it works. Okay. So here I have an estimate here, so brand new estimate, and I want to add a section to that estimate, right? So I click here, and I say, okay, I want this section, this section, this section. So I'm adding 3 sections, and you see that this section here will have those 4, and each one of them have all those, each one of them has those items inside. So what will happen here. I'm going to add those subsections. So that means I'm going to create records. I'm going to transfer those records to the estimate, right? So it will take time. And here, so you see, it will take some time because there's a lot of going on here. And I'm telling you what I'm adding section Nick Hunter test 2, and now it's going to do the Nick Hunter test 3. Okay. So for the moment, it's not really optimized. It will get faster soon, but for now, it was a great demonstration because, so here you have all your section here, and each section now have this, and for each of them, I have those records created, right? So they are copies of those, right? So that's why there's a lot of going on. See, for each one, I had all those, right? So I had to transfer all those things. So in order to get the thing fast, because this is fast, okay? Here, how it works, okay? And I want to show you that you can do half and half, You can combine local execution and execution on server. Demonstration. So let's debug this. When you add a section here, okay, so first of all, I have this section selection here. Let's say I want this one, okay? So here what happened here. So I have a bunch of things happening here, right? And I have a perform script on server that happened to delete a session. So I want to delete some stuff that I created, right? So let me select this first. Okay. So now here, so because I was launching the wrong. So what happened here? Okay, so you can see here all of this happened locally, right? This is happening all locally. Everything happened locally. Only one thing doesn't happen locally, okay? And I'm going to show you now. So this script here is not happening locally, okay? It's happening, this script here is happening locally, but it's going to call a script on server, okay? So what is the script on server? What the script on server is doing? For pretty much here, you understand what's going on here. I'm creating those records here. Those records are simple to create, right? It's just a new record with set field. So I don't need to use the nuclear weapon for that. Just some snipers, that's enough. I don't need a nuclear weapon right now because this is okay. It's one record, new record, set field. It's not a big deal. I can do that locally. You know what I mean? It will be a nightmare to manage on server, and it isn't worth it. So that's what I want to demonstrate you to say, okay, you need to ask you, is it worth it, the pain of making that on server? You know what I mean? It's not, because it's just a loop. We create new record, okay? So what this script here is doing, so when you do this here, So he's doing this. So and new record. So he's doing just a new request, right? And then he's doing this script here. Okay. So here the same stuff. It's pretty much simple. It's going to another layout, and it's going to do exactly the same thing on the sub. So I'm creating the section record, and now I'm going to create the record for the subsection, section subsection. So it's okay. It's the same thing. It's a new record and set field with some IDs that are in variable. So it's okay. I don't need the nuclear weapon. I don't need it. Now, I need the nuclear weapon. Okay, this is the PSoS is involved. Why I'm doing this? Here, why? And I want to show you this script, the script 3590. Okay, so let's close this, and let's close this. 95. What was the number? 95. Anyway, I will find it. 95. I don't remember the number. PSoS. What was the PSoS? I don't remember which one. I don't remember. You guys remember the number? Okay, never mind. I think it was this one. Validate new Renault. Which one was it? Well, okay.
The validate was 3505C1. 3505C1.
Yeah. And then I'm doing, okay, 3590. Okay, that's what I want. 3590. Thank you. 3590. Here you are. We're hiding. Okay. So here, what happened here? Okay. I'm doing something important here. I have to replicate multiple records. Okay. So pretty much this is one record that is and then I'm creating one record, and then from this record here I need to import those, but I don't want to do set field new record, set field new record, set field new record, set field new. I don't want to do that. This is super slow, and but I already told you how to do that, right? I'm using the export and import. And that, I want to use that on server. I want that to be local. I don't want to export data on my hard drive, right? And import data in my hard drive. Then I mean, I export from the server, and then I import back into the server. So I have a double pane here, double pane. The pane of exporting from the server to download all the records, and the pane to re-upload all the records. Why you want to do that? So here you see the point. It makes sense to make that on server, make this transfer, export, import inside the same machine, right? Create a new record. That's okay. I can do that. But here it doesn't make any sense to make that on my machine. And I tried at the beginning when I was debugging this, it was running locally and it was a nightmare. I was waiting forever to do that, right? So, so here and the script on server is very simple. I need those IDs to make sure that I am going to export the right thing. I'm going to search for the right, the right subsection, etc. So I need this, and I'm going to export the data and import back the data. So it's I'm each time for this one, the script on server selects all the records, the material for that guy, and import them inside their, the estimate, pretty much. So transfer the material in record into estimate item records. That's what it's doing. Okay, and you do it for this, for this, for this, for this, for this, for this. So I create this record and I say, okay, import, export, do all what you need on server. I create this record, import, export, do whatever on server. I create this record. So you know what I mean? It's a hybrid between I do that locally, but I don't do everything locally because it's too complicated, right? Because remember what I told you, perform script on server is a tiger that you are fighting to keep in leash, okay? So more you have thing like this, script coding script within loops, because this is the problem. I have one loop, and then that within the first loop, I have another script that perform another loop, and within that loop, I perform a script on server. So you have two levels like this. So it starts to become a little bit complicated, right? Don't add more problems don't add more problems to the actual problem. You know what I mean? But it makes, hey, you know what, this stuff here, because of the nature of the action, the nature is I have to export and import. While you want to download, upload, just import, export, and then show me the result, right? Doing here. So now I want to talk to you about a little bit about the export import stuff, because it's very powerful. Because you most of the time, when you want to duplicate something, that's how you do. When you want to duplicate records, that is when you want to duplicate records. Like this one, for example, I have a material list, and I want this material list to become an estimate item. Okay, so when you do this, pretty much you duplicate records. So instead of set field, like new record, set field, new record, set field, new record, set. No, you don't want to do that. This is slow. You export all the records and you import. So here I have the FileMaker help stuff. Okay. So what the FileMaker help is saying about this. So here you say, okay, export records can happen on server, and let's say partial. Okay, so this is very important for everything. FileMaker did a good job here for once, and they tell you always if the function or the function script step, whatever, is compatible with the platform. So here you see you have Go, WebDirect, and server and cloud products are partial. Okay. So now you need to say, okay, what they say about why partial. Okay, on server side script. So this is where we are. This is server side. That can be a schedule script or perform script on server. Server side script. Okay. SAS. They call that SAS. Okay. SASE or SASE. I don't know how they call it. Server side. So you cannot export on FFmpeg format. That means you cannot create a FileMaker solution, a FileMaker file out of export. So, and the problem is even though you say show me what is compatible with server, even though you do this, right? When you export, FileMaker won't tell you. Where am I? Here. That this is not compatible. There's no, I don't know that, and it's because it's not even removing from the. I would have removed it from the menu, because it's not compatible when you are in server, right? Okay. But they didn't, so you cannot do that. And somebody was asking me for cloud, so here you have the same problem with the cloud and the server. They pretty much they say partial because they share the same. The server and cloud, the same partial, and they should have say here server side scripts, cloud included, okay, because it's cloud, okay, that includes the cloud. On WebDirect, you have even more. You remember yesterday I told you, we're pretty much most of the time WebDirect shares the same limitation as server, but more. And here is the good demonstration. Export FileMaker 12 not supported, export FileMaker 12 not supported, and XML and XLS and XLSX format is not supported. So you have more limitation, and you cannot create a folder. So you have more limitation on WebDirect. But pretty much they share the same. Okay. So this is the thing. And then you have the path where to export on PSoS. Okay. Yeah, you can't export field, but that's different. Moki said you cannot export field, but that for export field content, this you can see it. If you say export field content is grayed out, right? But here I pointed out, I wanted to point it out because it's not told here. Oh, by the way, you cannot do that. You know, and then you can stay here stuck forever with a non-functioning script, and then you say Nick Hunter sucks, okay, with his PSoS. He wasted my time for 3 days, so I didn't want that to happen. Okay, so same thing for the path on the server-side script. Okay, here what you can go document and temporary. Pretty much that's the same, that's the same kind of limitation as Go and WebDirect, the same, right? So you can export older than this. Okay, so this is what I want to tell you about the compatibility. I use CSV most of the time because they are small, light, and they are text files that you can open them text. You know what I mean? So you can see the content inside. You know what I mean? Most of the time when I have a very extremely elaborated script like this, I'm asking this to email me the file, so the server is emailing me the file that I can check. And when you have a CSV, it's very cool because you can open it with Excel or you can just open with text edit, okay, and you can see what's inside. So that's why I love CSV, comma separated. So that's why I'm using CSV for that purpose, comma separated values. Okay. And it's very cool. Tab, if you use tab, it's kind of cumbersome to read when you open this with text edits because you have tabs and it's like cranky. Okay. I love CSV because it's comma separated. So you can see. Okay. So, and then you import back. And here, for example, I have an import dialog, with dialog on, and he said, we see the with dialog is grayed out because I filter with server and open dialog on server. Obviously, it doesn't work, but it doesn't matter. Actually, I keep that on because when I run this script, remember when I told you yesterday, you want to debug the scripts. And you execute the script locally. Remember, I told you that yesterday. You want that on because, and it doesn't matter if you can keep it on. It won't prevent the thing not to work, and you won't even have an error. Okay, but it's showing that it's not available on server. But I don't care. I keep it on. Okay. So I see that's a lot of discussion on Discord. I don't have the time to read them all. If there's question in the middle, I think so. I think Scott Kane has a question about lookups that long time ago. The lookup only occurs when you create the record. New record will only look up the current price. Are you using a related field from the permit price field or using the actual lookup? I don't understand the question.
The confusion I think was that they thought lookup basically constantly looks up anytime some changes. But it's you ran a relookup. That's why it changed from
So you run. So you run a relookup because, and as I said, use relookup. You need to replace relookup stuff like this. You need to use that with parsimony. That means you need to use that with touch up. You cannot use I have 30 million records. Relookup, no. No. If you have a design, if your solution is designed that way, you have a big issue, But let's say I have 30 million records and I select 30 records of them. I have performed fine and I found 30 records and I do a relookup on 30 records, big deal. You got the point here. So the thing you can use and thing you cannot use, right? So I have another question here. Does Nick have a custom function for determining the path? Yeah, I have it. Oh, you have it? Yeah, I have it. So I think I have it here. So pretty much I have you have it in the UI UX. No, in the I can share it again. I can send you a file with all my. So I have a prefix which tells you FileMaker. I am in FileMaker, okay, and then I have what's the name? You get the file path, okay. So you get, for let's say you want to go to the get temporary path, okay. So see FileMaker. Most of the time, what I do, I name my file, my temporary file with get UUID, right? And then I said and .csv, bam. And here you have your path. That's it. See? So because this is important, so I have a file prefix kind of a custom function that tells you if it's file max, file PC, file win. Okay. Then you have the get temporary path here, right? And then you name your file with I love those because you can see them. They look great when you have a lot of in list view. They look great and you can find them easily. And CSV because they're going to be destroyed, so you don't care about the name. So I love to I use UUID. Then I know I get a new name every time I create. You know what I mean? Every time I click, I have a new file. It's a new file. So I don't have to get that problem of naming, right? I don't like before I was before the get UUID I was using random, but random is you have the comma in the middle, so you need to eliminate the comma, which is pain. But the UUID is great. So another we can explore a little bit more. So you got a point here. I want to show you an example where I'm using kind of for hybrid stuff, but you see I'm using kind of for when you want to quick delete something, for example, okay, you just want to delete something, you say perform quick find, you delete. I have another one where you have a multiple, see here, for example, I'm doing multiple times. So, when I create a new version, because I can duplicate, I have a versioning system for the estimate. So you can create a new version. So you have an estimate and then you create a new version of that estimate and then you can modify this version and then you create a new version of this and that. So each time I need to, you create a new version, I need to duplicate this table, and this table, but with all the records. So you have a lot of things going on here. So I'm doing that on server, and you can see here you do a cascading things. You go to the section, you search for the section, you export, import, replace with the new version ID, right? You go to the subsection, you select, you search. You see my path, my path to import, export, import. That's the same path, right? I'm doing here. And then I say perform restore. I get the subsection I need, export, import, replace, and the same for the item. Go perform, export, import, replace. See, you can do that multiple times on the what's the name? On server. There's no problem. Knowing though those things here on server. You remember what I told you yesterday when I see the name of the user appearing on the console, that to me it's a signal. When you execute a script on server, at one point you have a new user appearing on the console user list, the server console. So when I execute a script and I see the user appearing in the list, that means it lasts too long. In my opinion, that is my discipline. This is my self-inflicting pain, that I want to keep as a law because it helps me to do better things, right? And to think and to work more to get things faster and to please the customers, right? So so when I execute something like this on server, I don't pass the, I never see the, what's the name, the user appearing. That means it's below the 5-second threshold. Okay, so it's very fast. It's very fast. Okay, so we have a question here. I see that's one. Nick, could you in your free time build a sample demo free time? Yeah, you need to define free time. A simple demo for a free level import and export technique on PSoS that you just demonstrate. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. Agent, so send me an email. Send an email to support@rcc.com. Support at Richard. What is the Miles? What the address for support?
Yep, you got it. Support at RC Consulting.
RC Consulting. So, so yeah, you can send me an email. I will do it. Don't expect it for tomorrow, okay? But I think I'm going to extract this one and get it, okay, and get this one done, and yeah. But this easy, you know, it's very easy when you do that on Perform Script on server. It's very easy to understand what's going on here. That's nothing complicated. Go to the layout, search for the record, export, import, replace. That's it, right? Place to who you are directing the email. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Also, otherwise they're going to start filtering you. Any question? The original question? Yeah. Is there a way to lock a lookup that is only fires once? Is there a way to lock a lookup that so that it only fires once? Cameron, why? Ed, why you want that to be fired multiple times? Oh, you mean if there's no changes, is not doing it? To lock a lookup so that it only fires one. I need clarification on that question, Cameron. Doesn't need a custom function. So yeah, I can show you the custom function right quick on this one. So it's the custom function is kind of cool. There's no parameters on the function. You just call file prefix. Okay. So, and I'm following this. You know, it's very simple. I'm getting a platform. Okay, and you remember get system platform returns two numbers, 1 and -2. You know, I explained one day I explained why they did that, and you know, so so this returns this, right? Okay, I'm on 1, so the custom function here says 1. So when it's 1, set file mac. When it's -2, set file when. Otherwise, it said file, because this is what the script step is looking for. Okay, so you can use here. You can see what they look for. They look for file mac, file when. See, so if this one is not, if this one file win, file mac is not there, then I put the relative path, right? Okay, but it doesn't really exist because it will always say one of those, right? Unless you're on Go, yeah. When you're on Go, you need to disable. This is for Go, okay. So what do we have any question? Miles, we have any things?
There was just one thing from earlier, kind of on topic when you were talking about PSoS. It was just, do you have a best practice to bypass the startup script for PSoS?
Yeah. So I can show you how I'm doing in this one. So I have a sign up because I have a. So here the deal. That's why I have this, because people said, "Oh yeah, Nick, why you did that?" So on all my productions, I'm doing the same thing. Okay, I have a login screen. Why I have this? Okay, why I have this login screen? Because that allows me to have 2 steps. First, you have in the menu here here, on first window open is not, I repeat, is not a big giant chunk of stuff that is raw, right? It's small, it's tiny, small. That's it. That's my on first window open. And most of this can go away because I'm not on mobile. I keep it because if one day is there, but and then so you see what happened here. And so I have a variable that says, okay, which platform I am in. Okay. So this is 0 unknown device is considered as desktop. 1 for Mac is desktop. 2 is desktop, and 3, 4, 5 is mobile. Okay. So and so based on this, I say, okay, the current platform is desktop, so go there. Okay. Then I have to set up one field. I need that a permanent link to get my login to work. I need that global to be filled up, right? And then I said, by the way, I need that permanent link to be there before I tell the script to go away. I need that for many reasons. So, but after this, I say, okay, by the way, if the application version is server, exit that script. I'm not saying halt. Don't say halt. Halt will halt also the PSoS, okay? So, you know what I mean, right? So you don't want the halt. You want just the exit, okay? And this is only when it's not on server, But you understand what I'm talking here. Why do I have this screen here? Because this is not done. I mean, when you launch the on first window, on first window open, when you launch this, you are in the solution. The solution is ready to be used, and that only what I need. Until there, this is what I need for server. Okay, this is what I need for server. Okay, because I need that to happen too. The current platform, because that will work on server as well. It will always say desktop, but I'm referring to this often in many of my scripts. So I need that to be performed. I need that variable to be there on server. But since then, you can stop it. Okay, and then you have the real sign in. The real scripts when you sign in is when you click on this signing button and adding the big stuff, all the thing I need. So pretty much I'm performing that script. Then I'm loading the system, and then the system is doing all of this, define this, set the global, set the variable, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So all of this happened when you click on that script, but it never happened when you open the first window. Okay, so that's the good practice. You know what I mean? People says, "Oh, what a good practice, the best practice." This is the best practice. It's not having a bunch of stuff happening when you first launch the solution. Something quick, bam, and you arrive into into a layout where you log in, right? And then when you click sign in, you have the big stuff starting, right? And you can even have, depending on who signed in, you can have a different kind of a startup script, right? So this is the best practice for this, okay? So, yeah. So, Nick, could you yeah, okay. So, nothing else? I think we're good. We can land the ship.
Yeah, I think that helped a lot, and yeah, that's all I've got.
Okay, so look, I hope you guys enjoyed this, because it's PSoS is something I really encourage you to start using. Start slow, start small. Like I did on my UI UX demonstration. Start small if you want to experiment. start to remember, note everything I told you, all the restriction. Don't forget to switch your script workspace into server. That helps a lot. Try to consult the server, the help FileMaker, and then look when they say partial, look down on the notes what they said partial for server. Okay. I think you're good to go now. So you need to next week we are going to work on the transfer of font set. So now you understand where I'm coming with this. On server a lot next week. So you need to understand what we talked today and those 3 days in order to understand the next 2 days next week. Okay, so it's very important. And then you need that to understand what's going after that to build a super duper powerful, freaking good, search capabilities. Okay. So that's it. I'm done.
Cool. Yeah. Everyone do your homework. Make sure you have your prereqs.
Miles? Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
We're good to go, and I don't know where the boss is. So it will be there. It will be back tomorrow, I guess. And for me, I will be back on Monday. I might come to lurk a little bit on Friday, but I need to work on my customers. Scott, I have to work on Scott, Steve, Bilbo. I know he's here. I'm working on Scott, Steve, Bilbo, Debbie. No. And if I forgot you, Arturo. I know Arturo is there. Thank you very much, everybody. And see you next week.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, we got charts tomorrow, and then
yeah, you first, Scott.
Yeah.
I stopped this, and I'm on you.
Yeah.
Promise.
Perfect. And then fun Q&A on Friday. So bring your questions for Richard, and we'll go from there. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected, the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap. Stands in, throws it left for Amendola. Reaches up and snaps a high throw and lands inside the 10. Rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.